Good morning, Richard here, and welcome to this edition of Cyclopedia. I'm back on 2 feet today instead of 2 wheels, and I'm going to try my best to stay out of trouble. Today's video, well, it's kind of different as I've set myself a bit of a challenge. Basically, what I'm going to do is walk around roughly 21 kilometers, snaking my way through central Singapore, and along the way I'm going to be stopping at 4 different places to eat different kinds of offal. So I've kind of christened this walk the Entrails Trail. Now I'll need guts for this challenge because it's not for the lily-livered. So join me as we head off to the first location on this awfully big adventure. First meal of the day is breakfast, and I've got braised pork knuckle noodles. This is really good. The sauce is nice and rich, and noodles really goes well together, and there's these crispy bits of skin in the bottom which I've only just discovered. Pretty tasty. A great way to start the day. Now, some of you may be a little bit surprised at a Westerner eating a pork knuckle, but if you think about it, pork knuckle is practically the national dish of Germany, so it's not that unusual. Besides, I've been eating pork knuckles for nigh on 2 decades now. Got kind of a funny story. Back when me and my wife were master's students in the UK, I used to go to this traditional market to buy food quite often, and I always went to the same butcher's shop. And then one day I was buying a pork knuckle, and the butcher, who I'd become quite friendly with, he came up to me and said, "Why is it there's only you and old Chinese women who buy pork knuckles?" Kind of made me laugh, but like them as much as I do, it can be quite dangerous to tell people, because my in-laws in Nantou, Taiwan, always cooked really nice food whenever I went back to visit, and one day they cooked a pork knuckle, and I made the mistake of saying how great it was, and from that day on, every time I went to visit them, there was pork knuckle on the table. Don't get me wrong, I love it, I really do, but having it every time we went to visit them was maybe even too much for me. Okay guys, I'm almost at my second stop, which is in the lovely kind of pre-World War II neighbourhood of Tiong Bahru, which I honestly haven't explored too much before, but I think I might come back and have a look around. Looks pretty interesting. let's tuck in and see what it's like. The broth's very peppery, but peppery in a nice way. Pretty good. The mustard green helps to kind of clean your mouth and get rid of the richness of the organs, the flavour that it leaves in your mouth. Let's try the rice sausage. In Taiwan there's a very famous dish called Da Chan Bao Shao Chan, where it's a big rice sausage and inside is a normal sausage, and obviously the rice sausage tastes a bit like that, which is nice. The black sauce with the sausage, it's got kind of like a molasses taste to it. Really, really nice. Okay guys, time for a snack. Dun, dun, dun. Chicken's foot. Now, I can honestly say I don't know too many Westerners who will eat these things, but I like them. If you get ones that have been boiled and cooked in the right spices, they actually taste quite nice. It's just, it's mind over matter. They say it's good for your skin. I'm not so sure. My skin's not that great and I eat them. But just a case of sucking the gelatinous skin off the bone. And then spitting it out. And that's it really. Nothing to it. Now, it makes me laugh actually, because a lot of Westerners, they see this and they think, I'm not eating that, it's a chicken's foot. But the same people will quite happily stuff a chicken nugget in their mouth. And if, like me, you've seen that video inside the factory that makes chicken nuggets and you still eat those things, then there's something wrong with you. Chicken's feet. Try them. Then if you don't like them, you can at least say you tried them. Besides, in Chinese they also have a really cool name. Instead of calling them chicken's feet, they call them fengzhua, which means phoenix's claw. I mean, eating a phoenix's claw, how cool can that be? I rest my case. I haven't had brain for a long time. I think the last time I had brain was I had pig's brain soup in China, and honestly, brain didn't taste too great, but well, give it a whirl. And if that wasn't enough organs, then I've also got some beef lung from another shop around the corner. And you also get a plate of bread to dip in the soup. The broth is really tasty. It's nice and thick, but I can't nail down the flavour apart from the lamb. Let's try some beef lung. Kind of unusual. It's got like a creamy kind of texture. It's nice. The soup is really nice, and it's kind of weird. It's making me feel kind of nostalgic because dipping bread in a hearty soup is something that we do quite often in England, but in winter. So I've got a feeling of nostalgia, but it also feels a bit weird because it's 30 degrees here and humid as hell. And so eating a hearty soup is not something you normally do in these conditions. Brains. It's really good, but actually it's quite expensive too. I had a medium bowl with bread and it's $16.50, but I think that kind of reflects the fact that lamb is more expensive than every other meat in Singapore because I guess it travels the farthest. It's a commonly held belief in Asia that Westerners don't eat offal, but I mean, I think it's more of a recent phenomenon, especially amongst younger generations, because when I was a kid we used to eat lamb's liver quite regularly. In fact, it was one of my favorite dinners, and I remember that my neighbor used to really enjoy eating tripe, which is cow's stomach. So I mean, I think it's only in the last few years that, you know, these millennial types, they just have the idea in their head that the insides of an animal are not to be eaten. Whereas in actual fact, if you actually try offal and some of the dishes that you can prepare with it, it's actually much tastier than the lean parts of meat. And although nowadays people say they don't like to eat offal, I mean, when they eat sausages, what do they think is inside them? Premium cuts? I don't think so. Okay, so final dish of the day is this one. It's Kway Chap, although it's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a soup with the noodles and then the braised intestines on the side, but actually everything's in the same bowl. So you've got the big flat noodles here, and you've got the intestines and pork belly, and also some hard-boiled egg. It smells nice and looks pretty good, so let's give it a try. This broth is just what I need after today. I'm feeling kind of like exhausted and sweaty and pretty nasty, and this soup feels like it's kind of revitalizing me. There's a chili vinegar sauce that comes with it, and it really helps to cut through the meat taste, the game taste, and refreshes your mouth when you're eating. So it's really nice. I'm really enjoying this. First time for Kway Chap, and definitely not the last, I think. I just finished my Kway Chap, and honestly it was a really good ending to the day, and as the name of the shop goes, it was A1. So I've come to the end of today's Entrails Trail in Hougang, Kovan. Actually, Hougang, Kovan, I have no idea where I am actually, but that's what Grab's for. So if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my future content. And if you're really keen, then you can always click notifications to make sure you don't miss any of my uploads. So that's it for today, guys. I'm gonna grab a cab home now, so take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video. Over and out.